Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Haloyam Adanawa Yahweh Bashim Shah Malak Yahweh Shai Bashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Habayah Shah Malak Dawadah, the house of King David, answer confusion of faces that look like these heathen nations, but identity goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the royal holy chosen sea line. Shalom. And the title of this video is going to be Seek Not a Wife in This Wicked Kingdom. Alright, and what I searched up in Google, the most expensive divorce settlement of all time. Well, it says right here the most expensive divorce settlements of all time, right? And this list. And you see Jeff Bezos is on the top of the list, man. And this is absolutely insane. And then when you go into this article, it's going to show you that Jeff Bezos, it's going to show you that Jeff Bezos is on the top, like he's basically surpassed the list of the top 10 expensive divorces ever. And mind you, Jeff Bezos was the richest man in the world. He was like according to the Forbes list, one of the richest CEOs in the world. It says Jeff Bezos' divorce could rank among the most expensive of all time. Here are top 10 expensive divorces ever. So basically it says Jeff Bezos and Mackenzie Bezos announced the two agreed upon a divorce settlement in which the Amazon CEO keeps 75% of Amazon company shares. Mackenzie says she looks forward to the next phase as co-parents, as friends. In a statement of Twitter, the agreement settlement could make the divorce the costliest in history. And yeah, that's what all these bitches say, that, oh, we're just friends or some shit like that, after they, loot you out your money. So, these are Edomites. I don't give a fuck about, any of them, or the history of the family. But I'm just saying that this is why you shouldn't seek a wife, because this is what they do. Women are known for doing this, especially our women. So it says Amazon founder and CEO Jeff Bezos announced on Thursday he and his wife Mackenzie decided upon a divorce agreement, with Jeff Bezos keeping 75% of company stock. Mackenzie Bezos gave up all interest to the Washington Post and spaceflight venture Blue Origin, while Jeff will have voting control over the Amazon shares she retains. Her stake is estimated to be worth more than $35 billion at current prices, making her among the world's richest women. Wow. So she basically became one of the world's richest women by fucking divorcing one of the richest men in the world. You see? Because basically it says in the scriptures, in Jeremiah, like how women surpass men, how they can pass a man, and they could divorce you, put you as on child support, as their slave, and you have to pay that bitch for the rest of your damn life, And when the child turns like 21, that's when you stop paying for the child. But after you divorce, you have to pay her for the rest of your life. And then when she gets with another man, that's when you stop paying her, if she marries another man. So that's how it is. It says the Bezos announced their divorce in January, immediately fueling speculation about the details of their eventual settlement. Jeff Bezos, with a net worth of $137 billion, is the richest person in the world, and some media outlets have mused whether his divorce could become the most expensive of all time if Washington State issued a divorce decree to the couple. The divorce would rank as the priciest in history. So basically she holds like 25% of the stock, and it's showing you like a list. I'm just gonna skim through it. I'm just gonna and show you like he surpassed the list pretty much. And let me see this article. So pretty much let me see. Yeah, they said Jeff and Mackenzie Bezos estimated settlement amount as high as $68 billion. It remains to be seen how the divorce of Jeff and Mackenzie Bezos plays out, but given his status as the wealthiest man in the world, it's sure bet the eventual settlement will place the X's at the top of the pack for expensive splits. Even if Bezos, like Harold Hamm, was ordered to pay his wife just 5% of his total net worth, that would land her as much as 6.8 billion, easily beating Jocelyn Wildenstein. But with gossip websites like TMZ reporting the couple do not have a prenuptial agreement, Mackenzie Bezos could end up with 10 times as much. Hmm. That's really insane. The man was a whole billionaire, and these bitches, like, they have the desire of a black hole. You can never, like, you know, they're you can never satisfy their needs. They always want something more, you know, and that's how Edomites are in general. But our women are like that too. Scriptures say that some of them in First Timothy 5th chapter, it says, for some have turned aside to Satan, and that's our women, agents of Satan. So, but let me see. Um, because this is another reason why, like, I'll give up some scriptures after I go through these things. So this is another. I saw pictures, from the MGTOW community. They said, like, he was the, a Reddit post said that his wife filed for divorce after 25 years. So the bitch been with him for 25 years. So when he was like a multimillionaire, to like, and then he just became a billionaire until he hit the centile billions, right? Like, one near his highest peak, basically, she divorced him. So that's something, I tell you, man. Like, a bitch divorced the whole billionaire. Like, seriously? And you got a lot of people in the Reddit forums that, they, talking about it because it's just really insane. And then you got the MGTOW community even complaining about it. And this is another thing women do right here. Their argument, they claim that they don't need your money, all this shit. But next thing you know, in the courthouse, they act like they need the money. They can't work. They don't earn nothing. They're incapable of certain things, and yeah, this is what they do. That's why you shouldn't really seek a wife in this side. This is a wicked kingdom to ever seek a woman, and the worst kingdom to ever seek a woman, because women are just highly liberated. So yeah, this is really crazy. Like, the man was a whole billionaire, and this bitch decided to file divorce. You even got MGTOW communities talking about this shit. And let me see. So now it says, this is the last article I'm gonna bring out about them. It says Jeff and Mackenzie Bezos recently started a $2 billion anti-homelessness fund, and speculation about what their divorce will mean for Amazon is already swirling. Their announcement also sparked immediate questions about the potential division of their vast fortune. Jeff Bezos is the world's richest person according to Bloomberg Billionaires Index, with a net worth estimated at 137 billion. Regardless of the details of their relationship, they have every reason to portray themselves as friends and partners for the sake of shareholders, grantees, and the millions of Americans watching their every move. At this point, the story of Bezos' divorce has become a political one, with allegations of extortion by a company linked to President Trump. But it's also a story about relationships and how they form and dissolve in America today, especially when the people involved are rich and powerful. For the Bezos, an acrimonious divorce might be bad for the business. We don't know why Jeff and Mackenzie Bezos will get a divorce, or what role, if any, Jeff Bezos' relationship with Lauren Sanchez played in the split. I know why they got divorced. Well, mostly because women are simple and they're stupid and they want to do their own thing. That's why. You know, that's why they got divorced. It says, let me see. Scroll. I'm trying to read the important parts. All right. So it says, as the Valley noted, the Bezos' divorce had potential implications for Amazon under the law in Washington state, where the couple lived. Mackenzie Bezos could have been entitled to half her husband's assets. Dividing those assets would have required that Bezos sell some of his stock in Amazon, which would dilute his control of the company as well as changing its public image, as Deval pointed. He's been the face of the company since its founding in 1996. Wow. Company is older than me. So I'm only like 21 years old, and this company's been 24 years old. So yeah, basically, that's pretty much what it is. You know, she got like 25% of the stocks in the company. She owns like about 25%, and Jeff Bezos owns like now 75% after the divorce. And it says, meanwhile, Amazon was facing a storm of bad press in the wake of worker strikes and the company's announcement that it was establishing new headquarters in New York City and Arlington, Virginia in February. It announced it was pulling out of the New York City deal, Slovakia. As Vox Rebecca Jennings noted, 2018 holiday season came with the numerous guides to canceling Amazon Prime subscriptions. It's not at all clear that negative coverage hurt Amazon's bottom line, but it also wasn't a good time for Amazon's public face to be seen as a bad husband or a bad ex-husband. Especially embarrassing for Bezos were text messages released by the National Enquirer in January, which the publication he sent to Sanchez months before the divorce announcement. All right, so let me see. So yeah, pretty much it seems like that's all the most important stuff I've discussed. Yeah, I don't really have that much to discuss about this, but it's just really crazy how women could do these type of things. They just quick to divorce you and they don't think, because this man's been the CEO for so long, and this bitch came in equation with with all of a sudden just a random divorce, like, probably because she just wanted to obviously these women, they just feel like they could do things on their own, and they act like they don't need a man to guide them, and they don't, like, a man is supposed to have everything, because women can't make these decisions for themselves. They're too weak spiritually, mentally, and physically. So, but they don't see this, and that's why you shouldn't marry women, because women are like, they're kind of like goddesses in this kingdom, according to how Esau set it up, because Esau's a faggot by nature. So the so-called white man is, of course, going to uplift these women. I mean, after all, in Greek and Roman mythologies, they have goddesses that, you know, they have false, female deities. Like, they give praises to female gods and stuff like that. So yeah, so they think they're equal to you know, they think these women are equal to men. Let me see. And oh yeah, and besides, even with this coronavirus, divorce rates are skyrocketing as well. Let me get out an article of recent. Let me see if I could get one. So yeah. All right, let me start off with this article first. Surge in divorce anticipated in wake of COVID-19 quarantine. They said a wave of divorce files is expected to break across the country when COVID-19 confinement ends, according to several divorce attorneys. While access to courts is now limited, when those restrictions are lifted, I have no doubt that there will be an overwhelming number of filings, said New York divorce attorney Marcy Katz in Chicago. Family law attorney Robert Segal expects a deluge of divorce cases. This is what we are hearing around the country, said Susan Myers, president of the American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers. We are fielding calls right now from people who are tired of being in the same house with each other. Tuesday to ABC 1 p.m. ET and ABC News Live at 4 p.m. In jurisdictions that have shut down their filing systems, she senses there will be a rush to the courthouse when operations resume. Tension bred by forced proximity, only one reason cited for a spike in the divorce after the COVID-19 crisis. Katz has found that it may also be due to the fact that people are coming to terms with their mortality and want to make positive changes in their lives. Seagal puts what he sees in a broader text. We are living in a polarized society, he said, and that extends to the home. People are less willing to comprise, less willing to work things out. Financial stress combined with confinement is also pushing some marriages to a legal and physical breaking point. Myers paints a vivid picture behind some of the divorce attorneys are getting. Now, if you are stuck in a little apartment and one of you have been laid off, or maybe both of you have been laid off and you've got kids and it's allowed and you're tired and everybody is on high adrenaline fear, if you don't have good coping skills, it's not surprising that domestic violence is on the rise. And domestic violence, she added, is a component in many of our relationship breakups. Hmm. um yeah, that's another article, but I'll get that out a little later on in this video. You see, it says like even in China, like divorce rates is filing a lot in there, and it's filing a lot in here. They say January is the prime divorce filings for a month, and divorce is filing like each month is increasing more and more because of this coronavirus. Um, Let me see. And then you got some stupid people getting married, online or whatever from this coronavirus, like they're having an online wedding or at home or some shit. See? They say lawyers expect a rise in divorce after self-isolation. You see this shit? There's a lot of videos. It's driving up so much divorce rates. Yeah. And what you call it? Let me and this bitch Jada Smith, I remember she was talking shit about her husband, saying that she don't know her husband because of this COVID-19. This shit is crazy. It says Jada Pinkett Smith has been married to Will Smith for 23 years, but after being quarantined with him, she realized she doesn't know him at all. She spilled what life at home is like during the coronavirus pandemic on a Red Table Talk show, telling her daughter Willow and mother Adrienne Banfield Norris that life got so busy she doesn't know the true guy underneath his big personality. I gotta be honest. I think one of the things that I've realized is that I don't know Will at all. Pinkett Smith told her guest, Pastor John Gray, I feel like there's a layer that you get to get to. Life gets busy and you create these stories in your head, and then you hold on to these stories, and that is your idea of your partner. That's not who your partner is. So like, let's just say she has two children. I'm not gonna go too much in the article, but she has two children with this guy, and she says she don't. And this article's about that she don't know her own husband. That's bullshit. I'll get a few scriptures out. I don't know to out. You guys be edified. Then I after that I'll get out another video and another article and I'll close it. It says, "Thou shalt not take thee a wife, neither shalt thou have sons or daughters in this place." That's what Jeremiah said. Um, because at the time, our people are wicked, and it also says this that they say if a man puts away his wife and she go from him and become another man, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played a harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, saith the Lord. But yeah, I know some scriptures they have like they have a lot of parts within it. Like there's some scriptures that have like, but I'm just getting the part out of it is like, you know, even though if you divorce your wife or whatever, your woman, the land will pretty much become polluted, especially if she's Israelite in this time, because most of our women they get with all type of men. Adultery is a famous thing um within our people, you know, and then they don't realize once a man puts it in you, that's pretty much your that's pretty much you're pretty much married. Once a man, like, once you have sex with a man, because sex is marriage. But I'll, Lord willing, I'll do a lesson on that. But how Esau calls marriage is pretty much an enslavement contract, because now you make that bitch your fucking slave owner, because like, and you became that bitch's slave, because you have to pay her for the rest of her life pretty much, once you marry her. And then she could be fucking around with other men, being divorced, and you still gotta pay that bitch no matter what. And there's other like let me see. Apostle Paul says, "Seek not a wife" as well. It says Malachi 2:15, and did not wait. Oh, Salaki. Wait. It says, "Art thou bound unto a wife?" 1 Corinthians 7. "Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loose. Art thou loose from a wife? Seek not a wife." And it says, "And if thou marry, thou hast not sinned, and if a virgin marry, she have not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none." And yeah, that's honestly how it is when you marry these women nowadays. You know, you you pretty much don't have a woman, like, yeah, and that's pretty much what it is. Um, that's pretty much how that's how it works. You can't you can't look at these women and think that you're gonna forever be married unto them. So I remember my one of my supervisors in the job, like he's like he's pretty much an assistant boss, but um at my job at the golf course, he has like one of my coworkers told me that he has two ex-wives. I was like, wow, I never knew that's what my supervisor had. But that's crazy. But he's an Edomite, so I don't really give a fuck about him anyway. But sad that this is your own kingdom and your own kingdom's falling against you. It's pathetic. And it says right here, about Paul's views on marriage, like, because this Christian MGTOW, like, even some MGTOWs even look at it like, some of the scriptures to support, their firms, because it's like teaching men that divorce rates are skyrocketing, so that's why you shouldn't really seek a wife in these times. And it says Paul clearly recognized that there were serious enough issues that single men should stay single. The issues of Paul's time are much worse now, whereby the state and female nature makes a sacramental marriage impossible, with 70% of divorces initiated by women and men stripped of their rights by the courts and state. My takeaway is that Paul understood female nature and had a MGTOW perspective and advised the course of action for men is to stay single. Yeah, because even Apostle Gabar had a whole video on women saying that how women could be a big setback to this truth, and they honestly are. Women are the biggest setback in this truth, no doubt about it. These women are so, like, sometimes these women are so sinful, like they do a lot of things that you stop doing in the flesh, and they bring you back to it, and sometimes they try to push you back to doing the things of the flesh. These women are very fucking carnal. It's really just ridiculous. They're not spiritual, they're very carnal. Can't tell me otherwise. And I'm gonna bring out this video I got from this brother on GMS Kansas City. I saw it like earlier, oh, this afternoon. Wait, Slakia. I don't know what happened.
Good, man.
All right.
Bye. Give me a hug. Love you, man.
Okay, what the fuck you mean you got him the supplies though?
What you mean?
Didn't I tell your bum ass to give me the motherfucking money?
What you talking about?
Didn't I tell your broke bum ass to give me the money and I
What
get
you
his
talking
shit?
about?
You
Why would I give you the money if I
I'll
bought
tell you
what
about
you
broke
need?
ass niggas always trying to get out of some shit with
Man,
your little
what's up,
dirty
man?
ass.
You really happy, man?
Just hurry the fuck up. Get the fuck out my house. Hurry the fuck up with your little bum
So
ass.
you really gonna make a
Little
video
dumb,
because I bought his
crumb
shit instead
ass.
of giving you the money?
Like I said, get the fuck out
Are
my
you
house.
serious right
you
now?
done? Is you finished?
You good? You got everything you
Hurry
need
the
to do,
fuck
right?
up,
Yeah,
dog.
man. That's
Weak
what I'm
ass
talking about. I
niggas.
can't believe you right
Motherfuckers
now.
better be careful who they
I
have
can't
babies
believe
by.
you
I
right
swear
now,
I can't. I hate that I go
You
through
thought I was gonna give you the
this
money,
dumb
but you
ass
salty.
shit. Yes, I told your ass to give me
No,
the
I ain't giving you
motherfucking
shit.
money.
I
So
bought
that's what
everything
the
I
fuck
need
I
for my son. I don't
thought.
gotta give you
The
shit.
fuck you
Fuck
mean?
that. Remember that.
You don't buy everything shit. You buy the little cheapest shit thinking you doing something with your crumb ass. Dusty ass.
And one thing about these nasty, stinking nigga bitches, they act like they deserve every fucking thing. And I'm getting something else out. There's even a lot of articles about domestic violence has increased during coronavirus lockdowns, as it said in that other article that I brought out with the divorce rates that's surging. Um, it says in American cities, reports rose after shutdowns while other crimes fell. With half the world's population under some form of lockdown to slow the spread of COVID-19, most activities have been dramatically curtailed, including illegal ones. Official figures suggest that crime has plummeted in many big cities. Violent crime, including murder, rape, and assault, has fallen even more sharply. But as lockdowns began, campaigners sounded warnings that domestic violence, a crime committed in private in people's homes, would become more, not less frequent. Those fears appear to have borne out. An analysis by the economists of data from 5 big American cities indicates that although most types of crime have indeed fallen in recent weeks, reports of domestic violence have increased, sifting through over 100,000 reports from police departments in Chicago, Kansas City, Los Angeles, Memphis, and New Orleans, which all went into lockdown between March 19th and 24th. We estimate that total crime soon fell by 25%. Compared with the week ending on March 1st, reports of domestic violence increased by 5%. Because crimes follow a marked weekly pattern, our charts show 7-day averages. So yeah, and the article, like, it's they told me I gotta sign up and shit. I ain't doing that. But yeah, that's basically how it is, with this coronavirus, this COVID-19. It's causing a lot of people to really start to start beating the shit out of their woman and stuff like that, because of these bitches nowadays. I'm not talking about the sincere woman, because there might be some sisters that's trying to do good, trying to follow the righteous order, because you don't have a lot. I mean, you do have a lot of talkative women, but there's a few that's not really that bad. There's a few that's all right, you know. But there's some bitches that you see them running their big ass mouth, always got something to say, like that bitch in the video, and that's pretty much the reason why a lot of these bitches deserve to get their ass beat. Because first of all, you talking to a man like that, you're supposed to respect your husband. If you did that in the ancient world, your ass would be fucking put to death, bitch. You see the man over there trying to give his kid, his kid is happy to see him, and that's another thing with these bitches. They do everything to keep their father away from from their kids. You know, And the man is the one that have he's supposed to have the kids, but the thing is that they give the woman the kids because the woman is clearly the weaker vessel, so they see that, and the woman is gonna she's not made enough to raise the kids by herself. She needs a man, and it's, that's why this society has feminized men, and emasculated the man and emasculated the woman. That's what they did. You know, they basically trying to make the woman stronger than the man by empowering them and giving them a lot of this funds and shit like that. You know, it's really sick. And these bitches, they know they could go around saying this stuff, but I bet you in Jacob's Trouble, when they see mass judgment, that same man might come back and kill that bitch because that bitch is really wicked. How you gonna go curse the man out, call him a bum and a loser and all this, and cursing him out right in front of the kid? They hate seeing a man happy. That's why you can't seek a woman in these times, especially the black bitch, the woman from the Southern Kingdom, because most of them they're just straight up demons. I'm telling you, these bitches are really like they're rhyme witches because that's what they are. Using all that makeup to try to and wearing a wig and going to clubs trying to impress other men so that they could get them in the trap too. That's why in Ecclesiastes 7th chapter it tells you like a woman is you could be your biggest downfall. In Proverbs 31:3 it says that you shan't give your strength to women that destroy the way of kings, and you marrying that bitch is gonna cause a downfall in your company. Like in Amazon, the company could be receiving some you know it could be like going down, and you never know because like that bitch has some part of next thing you know she might have half of the assets. So this is crazy. A woman could really bring your company down. It says, in the Proverbs that how I think it was the 6th chapter said that how a woman could bring by means of a whorish woman a man's brought a piece of bread. So these bitches could really lead to your downfall, man. That's why you shouldn't seek a wife, man. When all hell breaks loose and these women start seeking for men, I guess that's the best time. But other than that, just play the friends with benefits type of lifestyle. Make sure you wear your condom, because having a kid in these times ain't the way to go. Hope I made that lesson edifying, that to give all glory, praises, honor to Adonai Yahweh, Bashem Shamalaki Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, peace to teachers, a hopeful life. Yahweh Bashem Yashai, Shalak Rayam, Adawam Yam, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom.